Hello everyone, yes, this is me. In this video I'm going to do some myth busting regarding the new hero Ramsay and his new Rampage ability. First off, here's a list of everything I tested for this video. It's a quite long list as you can see, so you might want to pause the video to read it. And of course, all chapters and timestamps will be in the description. This took me 4 days to test, so I'd appreciate a like and a sub. Oh, one more thing, if you have any other myths or anything else you want me to test, then make sure to leave them in the comments, because I'll be making more of these videos in the future. I hope. So let's get started. Starting with the first myth we have, what happens when two Ramsays collide with each other. You probably already saw this in the trailer, but they didn't even show what happens next, which automatically brings up the question. So I tested it here for you. Now this was arguably one of the easiest things to test here. Just gotta find a Ramsay and hit one. There are plenty of them around. We actually missed each other the first couple seconds, but when we did hit, we both got knocked back and both got hit for twice the regular damage. That's 2400 instead of the regular 1200. And on another occasion that I didn't record, the other Ramsay actually died, but it did not count a kill for me and I saw it as if he suicided. We have a lot to test, so we're heading straight to the next myth. Can you break shields and force fields using Rampage ability? Firstly, the shields. It actually does knock the guy, stuns him and removes his shield, which is pretty broken, but it is what it is, I guess. The force fields are quite more balanced, because although they still break, but they also stun Ramsay, knock him back and deal the damage of the Rampage ability to him. Next myth, you can push turrets. Even though the Rampage explosion does not deal enough damage, destroy the turret anyway. To keep the video as short as possible, I'm going to summarize all collisions with other hero abilities here. The ball lightning disables it, obviously. But you have to really get into it, because as you see here, not one but two Ramsays actually passed through this small gap, and you can see how close they got to it. The Fire Hunter detonates normally, but surprisingly, instead of hitting your health, it actually directly hits the Rampage shield. As opposed to the Storm, which ignores the shield and hits your health directly. Grenades too hit your shield. And you can also push them, with your body though, not with the shield. Missiles behave the same. You can hit invisible enemies too, and it also removes their invisibility because they got damaged. You can enter portals regularly. And lastly, this is what happens when you use your blink ability and get hit with the Rampage at the same time. Now that we're done with the hero abilities, let's test the drain. So you know how Ramsay calls himself the unstoppable force, but is that really true? So I decided to put that into the test. I waited here for the train to come, and when it did come, I rushed towards it with my ability and... I mean, what did you expect? The Ramsay is stoppable after all, so the train is the actual unstoppable force. It even stopped me again to assert dominance. Do damage reduction effects work on the explosion? Starting with a drone revive, it actually does protect, but you still get stunned anyway, so it's kinda pointless. I tested the team healing and shockingly the explosion disables that too, so it doesn't even protect from anything. And yeah, the passives unsurprisingly protect you from the Rampage explosion. Because as you see here, the Bastion took 30% less damage than normal. Next myth is, can you plant and defuse bombs in Sabotage while using your Rampage ability? Normally with other heroes you can plant and defuse bombs while using your ability, even with Bertha, but with Ramsay it's not the case. This is because the ability also includes moving and running, and you cannot defuse while moving around. Also, to keep the video short, I'm going to summarize Rampage explosion mechanics right here. But before that, how fast does Ramsay actually run with the Rampage ability? So I ran the same distance twice. Without the Rampage it takes 3.42 seconds, and with the Rampage it only takes 1.85 seconds. That's about 85% faster, and with this build my running speed is 163, which means I ran at a staggering 300 speed. And you can go even faster with a Dragoon on your side. Anyways, back to the explosion mechanics. A pushed enemy receives the damage, and if they die they drop the loot after they have been pushed, not before. Also, SMGs get knocked further and tanks closer than other classes. And by measuring the pixels, I estimated the distances to be 425 units by default, 340 for tanks, and about 520 for scouts. You cannot push enemies through the map borders. The explosion hits everyone within a radius, including teammates. Check out this cool clip I got, by the way. Players with an obstacle in between will not be affected by the explosion even if they were inside the radius. You cannot heal up during the rampage state. If you collide with an opponent and the shield breaks at the same time, you hit the opponent anyway. In order to destroy the rampage shield, you have to hit Ramsay himself. The same goes for the drone. Burning effects hit your health directly and ignore the rampage shield. So what about the armor penetration of the explosion? Well, under normal conditions, it deals 360 damage to health and 420 to armor, leading to an armor penetration value of 30 and an armor damage modifier of 0.5. Moving on, I'll break down the overheating mechanism. So I tested it here with a friend, and I noticed that Ramsay actually has a shooting pattern similar to that of Leviathan, where bullets go side to side except less accurately. It takes about 15 bullets to reach the yellow zone, another 15 to the red, and 10 more to reach the heating cap. The overheating fire damages you for 3% of your maximum health per second. And looking at the passives, you get plus 35 health per second below half HP and plus 30% fire rate after the yellow zone. So assuming you have a Max Immortal Ramsay with no gears, you will have 3280 health and 14 fire rate. Meaning, and according to my calculations, if you were to receive no other damage, you would be able to shoot for 43 seconds continuously, or about 800 bullets before dying to overheat. Cooling down from there completely takes about 35 seconds, but only 4 seconds with the force cooldown. And finally, to the last part of this video, can you use the Rampage ability while stunned? The only stun that disables you from using your Rampage ability is that of another Ramsay. Other than that, you can go Rampage at pretty much any state, and this includes the stun from Alice's portal tunnel, Levi's stun upon killing, Leviathan's stun, Slayer's stun, and both stuns of Cyclops. The shield does not protect you from catching a stun by getting shot. And that wraps up our video. Don't forget to suggest your myth ideas in the comments below, and shout out to these 4 channels, they help me a lot with the testing. Especially the one you see at the top. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel too, maybe we can hit 1000 views, please. Anyway, see ya.